finally made it. Very early morning start.
Yeah.
What time did we get up?
4.
Yeah, 10 to 4 start.
Crazy.
Went to bed at midnight, and then we had a bit of bad news last night, but I'll tell you guys more about that when we get to the hotel. But now we've got about an hour trip. Oh, we haven't even told them where we're going. We've landed in Brussels in Belgium, and now we've got about an hour trip or half an hour trip to Antwerp. But yeah, finally glad it's about 10 o'clock here, so 9 o'clock in the UK, and may or may not have had a little sleep on the way, but glad to finally have got here. Yesterday was a long, hellish day. You would have seen we've just arrived into Brussels, and we met with Joe's driver as we're going over to Antwerp now for, I think it's going to be about a 50-minute drive, but we are currently in the world's quietest car park, which is actually giving me kind of like vlog fear just because it's so quiet. But that was a very slick journey, wasn't it, Woos?
It was good, yeah.
Definitely prefer getting the train over the airport, going on the plane. But the reason we had already booked to fly, but the reason we didn't fly was because I haven't actually explained to you guys, but I've had some issues with my blood count, which has meant I haven't been able to have my operation. So we've been trying to get my red blood cell level up, and because of that and the supposedly upcoming operation, I couldn't fly because it meant that my blood count potentially would be lower, and then when I get tested again for my blood tests it would be low. So we decided to get the train, but it was actually a really nice journey, wasn't it? I may or may not have had a bit of a sleep because I've literally had about, I don't know, like 4 hours. How many hours sleep did you get?
Oh, about the same.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting there, arriving and seeing what we're going to do with the day. Back to the vlog. I believe this is probably like the fourth vlog of the series so far, but I thought I'd just jump on to explain exactly where you are, because I feel like I haven't actually introed the vlog, but we woke up incredibly early this morning and we landed, or say arrived by a train on Eurostar in Brussels around 10:30, which would have been 9:30. So we are here today because Joe is performing at Pukkelpop, which is a really big festival, and I remember him performing at Pukkelpop probably about a few years ago, and he said it was one of the best gigs he's ever done. So I always said that I'd come and see him again if he gets booked to come and play here. So he's playing this evening. I can't wait, because I'm not going to lie, I thought I was going to have to not be here because originally my surgery was on the 7th of August and it got moved to the 21st of August. I'll just talk you through why I haven't been in my surgery. So I'm trying to take the positive wins where I can, so at least I get to see him perform at this particular festival. But we are chosen to stay in Antwerp because, as you guys may not have been aware, I actually lived over in Brussels for, I think it was 6 weeks to 8 weeks. So we thought, and Joe's been to Brussels lots, and I've got clients in Brussels, so I thought let's try somewhere else in Belgium. So we're staying in Antwerp. We are staying at the Botanic Sanctuary at Antwerp, which is very spa, very nature focused. I think you may have seen some of the clips already, but I thought I'd just jump on and say hey. I know I probably look incredibly tired and this is quite harsh lighting, but I had to show you the locker room aesthetics here. It's very minimal, very beige, which we all know I love beige, but I'll obviously be showing you around the hotel a bit more. But for now, I think we've got about 5 hours before Joe gets picked up for his gig, so I thought I'd take 2 hours just to chill, do a little mini spa session, because yesterday was a really tough day, a sad day. and I'll talk you through that more on either today or tomorrow. But ultimately this is testament that you can have a really bad day and then have a much better day following. So always remember that bad days will pass. But yeah, I just thought I'd jump on and say hello, introduce the vlog. I look forward to sharing my experience as a DJ wife. I'll just show you what I'm wearing. I'm going to do some swimming, and I am wearing a H&M swimsuit, which I believe they always have available season on season. So if they have something similar, I'll make sure I link down below. But I always wear this because it's really kind of forgiving, flattering, even though I've put on a little bit of weight of late. Really kind of supportive, even when you're doing breaststroke. But yeah, so far, absolutely loving this hotel. I thought I'd just pop on very quickly because in true me fashion, I'm running late before we go and get picked up for Joe's gig. I think we are getting picked up in about 10-15 minutes. But I thought I'd just pop on to show you what my outfit looks like. Now I appreciate this will not be the best kind of video that you can see, but I am wearing my Isabel Marant Etoile boots. And then I have got this dress from Zara that you guys would have seen in my recent festival haul. And then with the extra material, I think it's really, really cute. I'm definitely going to take a jacket because it has been raining a bit, but it is very, very warm here in Brussels. I look forward to bringing you along with me to the gig. I have had actually a really lovely day, and I have actually overslept a little bit, hence the rush in. But I thought I'd definitely give a quick intro before we go over to the gig. It might be a bit dark, so I'm not too sure how much footage I'm going to be able to get. But yeah, this is the dress from Zara. Super cheap, really, really comfortable. Extra material for a little bit of dancing. My trusty friends I've had for a good few years. But yeah, let's get ready to see what Pukkelpop is like. So we're currently on the way over to Pukkelpop, which is the festival that we're playing. You're playing at. We're playing,
yeah.
I'm playing.
We're going back to back.
Wooz is playing at tonight. I think this is like an hour journey to get there, but we had a couple of drinks. Wooz was already waiting in the bar because I was late. Didn't quite make the time that I said I was going to be ready. So yeah, so we're literally just driving over there now. It is raining a bit. It's a bit like UK weather, but warm. Still warm, isn't it? Same weather though, right? Like warm and but wet. Yeah. But at least it's warm, I suppose. You've got to be grateful for that. But we were just talking about where Wooz is playing today. So he's playing at. I keep saying we're playing.
We're playing. What are you playing? What are you playing?
I don't know.
You made some new tunes.
Triangle. To bring singing back.
Bring singing back, yeah. Solo.
Hey, if you play forever, give me a mic. I'll do the
we're playing that today.
I could do the backing vocals. But yeah, so Wooz is playing in the boiler room, which I don't know. I've never been to Pukkelpop. Yeah. Wooz was saying he's been there 4 times. What's quite interesting.
Well, no, this is the 4th time. No, I haven't actually been there 4 times, but this is the 4th time Sigma is playing there.
Pretty cool. That's awesome. But also, fun fact, I lived in Brussels for a couple of months. Back in, it would have been 2 years before meeting you, so it would have been, 2013. Yeah. So we are in Antwerp because obviously I travel quite a lot to Brussels for work as well. Antwerp's been quite nice, but we haven't really had the chance to actually look around yet, have we?
Well, we left at 4 AM.
I told you that.
And I was asleep.
Wooz is asleep, and I went to the spa.
So that's it.
And then you had food. You had food, didn't you? I didn't have food.
I'm tired now after the food.
And we had a drink, and then obviously got this hour journey. But I'm actually quite looking forward to this festival. It'd be nice to, I always said to Wooz, last time you did it, you had such a good time. And I think you did at the time say it was in your top 5, top 10 festivals that you've done.
I feel like, yeah, that's a tough list to break, but I think I'd say top 10 for sure. And
I always said next time you do it, I'm gonna make sure I come. So actually, given that I was meant to have my operation a few weeks ago, actually to be able to come is really nice. You've got to when you've got to find out the positives in the bad situations. I'm actually really actually excited.
To go.
I'm excited to play the triangle.
Yeah, play.
But yeah, so little journey, and then we're going to arrive. I don't know if we'll be able to show you anything because it'll probably be quite dark at the time, and I have no idea what the camera's like in the dark, to be fair.
What do you mean, that stage?
Yeah, potentially.
Just get some footage of Dan Hills.
Now, we'll get some footage of my camera. I'm not saying I'm going to give you the good stuff, but it's authentically my stuff.
I'm not sure if your crowd would appreciate what's one in the air, like, come on, but hey, who knows?
Yeah, but I think the audience here will appreciate hard work and creativity, and that's effectively what is Sigma, to be honest.
100%.
Anyways, catch up with you guys later. Good morning all. I'm not too sure when I last picked up the camera because it has been a bit of a whirlwind couple of days, but we have literally just finished going to the gym, to the spa. Yesterday's festival, I hopefully would have got some clips because it was pretty mad. It was one of those large festivals where when Joe was performing, you could not see the end of the people. It was amazing. It's kind of, we were just talking about how mad it's kind of to see those crowds, because I remember the first time I ever watched Joe perform in front of, I don't know, maybe 20,000. And that was mad. And I think the more he does it, the more it becomes like a norm, but it's not normal at all. But it absolutely tipped it down. It wasn't forecasted to rain at all, but it absolutely poured it down. So I couldn't really film much more because I didn't want to get the camera wet. But we got back about 1 o'clock we got back, Woos? Got back about 1 or 2, and I got up at 8 and went for a quick coffee. Were we hungover? I don't think I was actually. But yeah, quick coffee. We went down to the spa, had a swim, had a foot spa, which is amazing. Sauna, hot tub, cold shower, the works. Really, really nice, but it meant that we missed breakfast properly. So now we're just literally packing up because we've got a late checkout, which is really nice. This hotel actually is really, really nice. We've been staying this year at like a chain, not necessarily a chain, but it's like a group of hotels called Leading Hotels of the World, because we realised that obviously we travel quite a lot, we stay at hotels, and actually we could be saving points. We save points for British Airways anyways on our flights and on our Amex cards, but hadn't really thought about like trying to stay at the same kind of hotel chains to get points. So yeah, we managed to get an upgrade, which was lovely. They upgraded our standard room to a junior suite, which was free of charge, which was lovely. And yeah, this experience here has been nice. So we're staying at the Botanic Antwerp, and I thought I'd just give you a quick room tour before we check out. Excuse the mess, because obviously we slept here last night. But yeah, so this is the room. It's quite dark. In general, this hotel is quite dark, but I do like the style of this. Like, you've got the beams, you feel like you're up in the attics. So this is kind of obviously the bedroom area. I'll just show you, you've got like a little look over the courtyard. Just really, really stunning buildings. And then it leads through to this beautiful, huge bathroom area. So you've obviously got a large freestanding bath. You've got a beautiful rainfall shower here. You've got the double space and sink, which is stunning. And then you've got a toilet here. And then you have got this very Soho house-esque living room, which is super large. Like, obviously we didn't watch television, we're not really watching telly. I'm looking at this, I was laughing at this because when we came back last night, Joe couldn't remember seeing this, and he thought it was two mattresses on top of one another, and he was trying to work out why it was in the room. But yeah, that lets you know how many beers were drunk last night. But yeah, very, very Soho house-esque. Like, I love the material here. This reminds us of our sofa that we got from IKEA, and then got fabric made around it. So it was like super cheap, because if you're in the house interior game or have ever tried to buy a sofa, like literally my jaw hit the floor when I realised that a sofa costs £5,000 for this size. Like, just ridiculous. And yeah, we were not paying that. But yeah, a really, really nice hotel room, a really, really beautiful hotel experience. The service has been great. The bar area is lovely. The restaurants look nice, although we haven't had the chance. But yeah, so we're checking out now. We're going to go have a quick celebratory drink. Our Eurostar train is at 3:45. Oh no, that's the pickup time. Our Eurostar train is at, I think, 6 o'clock. So we're going to get home probably around 10 o'clock today. But we thought we'd just take the afternoon, explore for a few hours, maybe grab some lunch, and then take a nice casual train journey home. But yeah, I feel like we haven't properly caught up, and I haven't really talked you through all the different things that's been happening from a medical perspective. But it's been a bit of a whirlwind couple of days. So what I'll try and do is when I get home, maybe tomorrow, sit down with you guys, catch you up. But yeah, beautiful place. If you're ever in Antwerp, whether it be traveling for business, looking for a new European city to stay, 100% recommend this. Also, they gave us some chocolates, and not heard of this brand before, but yeah, really stunning chocolates. Like really expensive Belgian chocolates, and obviously Belgium being the great place for chocolates. So I'll try this one, see what this one's like. It's just like milk chocolate, coffee, with like a honeycomb edge, like a honeycomb outer. Really nice. Definitely going to get myself some Belgian chocolates on the way back, and then save them for maybe after the operation, watching Emily in Paris or something. Sounds good. One of the things that Ruse and I like to do when we come and travel is look at different pieces of art at the gallery. And yeah, we're just literally walking out for lunch, and we came across this. I happen to really like this piece here because I love the depth of colour, but then also you flick on this side, I love how it's blue. Really, really nice. We were just saying we like coming into galleries just because regardless of whether you're buying or not. It just gives you a moment to just pause, speak to one another about what you like, what you see. And I feel like that level of reflection is really kind of missed in life. And I suppose that's kind of what journaling is. It forces you to reflect on that moment. The camera is definitely not doing this justice, but Woo's really likes this lion. And to be fair, it looks very, very, very realistic. All carved out of wood. We love the graph, don't we, babe? Wherever we come to a city, we always go to find where the art is being placed in places it shouldn't be. But it's always beautiful. When we went to Prague, we found an art piece by David Strauss in one of the buildings, and it was amazing. If I remember, I'll make sure I put a clip in the video so you can see it. But I was just saying about how this door looks amazing and the architecture here with the glass. But then we realised, I believe potentially is that brand which was really popular a moment ago, with all of the hoodies and jumpers. You might be wrong. It kind of looks like it. Thank you very much. Thank you. And on the way to Antwerp over to Brussels to catch the Eurostar. But this is the reality of doing kind of one gig or a couple of days with your, I suppose, DJ boyfriend. It's a lot of fun, early starts, a lot of travel, meeting a lot of people, but also super tiring. So yeah, I suppose it's interesting to see what the reality of a real situation is, rather than what's kind of glamorised. Joe's currently asleep. I won't show him too much because he won't like that. I was also showing you the fact that I've got a kind of a slightly swollen foot from rolling my foot in my boots yesterday, which should teach me, because I know better than to wear like heels to a rave. But yeah, slightly swollen foot, a bit sleepy, but had a lovely lunch. We had a great walk around Antwerp. I would 100% recommend coming to Antwerp. If you're in Brussels and you're not too sure where to go, or you've been to Brussels, you've been to Bruges, Antwerp is such a beautiful city. I actually really like the people there. People are really nice. I feel like because we only had a few hours there, we didn't really get to do it justice, but from what we saw, it was lovely. Woo's comes to Belgium quite a lot to DJ, so he said next time we're around this way, we'll definitely come back and probably stay another night or maybe 2 nights all together and really walk around the city. We didn't get a chance to go to the historic centre, which is meant to be beautiful as well. But yeah, ready for kind of a couple of hours journey back, get home. Gonna ice my foot up over later this evening or tomorrow morning, but I will probably catch up with you tomorrow and give you a debrief on our trip and catch you up with what's been happening with me and give you a bit more info on what I've said I will do all weekend but haven't done yet. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually managed to properly vlog whilst we were travelling for Joe's work, and just hope it comes out alright. I hope it's looks alright, but thank you for coming with me, guys, if you made it this far. Good afternoon all, we are back. I'm not sure when I last picked up the camera, but we are now back. We came back late last night and we've been back for pretty much the whole of the day. I had intended to pick you guys back up this morning, but we've just had a really relaxed day, and I have literally just had one of those days where I've literally just washed my hair, taking my sweet time on absolutely everything. I actually don't know where the day has gone, but I have literally just finished blow drying my hair out with the air wrap. The curls are starting to drop now, so it doesn't look so crazy. And we are due to go out for dinner tonight over at Notting Hill. So I thought I'd take this moment just to jump on and talk you through how things have been over the past kind of couple of weeks. I think when we first arrived to Brussels, I told you guys that it had been a hellish day the day before, and it really had. So I'm trying to think when we last spoke about my myectomy. So when I spoke in my last vlog, and if you haven't seen it, I'll link it just above, but when I spoke, obviously I've got to have this operation, which is called a myomectomy. I've got very large fibroids, hopefully all benign tumours. Just to get you up to speed, I've got to have an operation to remove all these for a multitude of different reasons, and I was due to go in for my operation on 7th of August. Skip forward a couple of weeks since then, I obviously didn't go into my operation on the 7th of August, and that was down to what I believed at the time just being that my red blood cell count was incredibly low. So much so that actually the surgeon rang me asking me, she rang me, I picked up the phone and she asked me how I'm feeling. And I was kind of like a bit of a strange one. I wasn't expecting my surgeons to call me, I wasn't expecting anything at all, but she asked me how I was feeling. And I said, yeah, fine, just the typical usual symptoms, but other than that, fine. And she said, no, how are you feeling? As in, you know, are you feeling very tired? Are you struggling to get up the stairs? Are you out of breath? Which is obviously a very weird question to ask. And obviously explained to her, I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm being able to work out. Haven't felt out of breath going up the stairs. And she was like, okay. She's like, you're severely anemic. Your red blood cells are really, really low. And obviously you need your blood cells to actually transport oxygen around your body. But because of that, we are not able to operate. So that hit me like a ton of bricks, because I'm not going to lie, like I think when you are an active person that's always like working out, obviously this year I spent so much time eating the right foods, putting the right foods into my body so that I remain healthy. So to obviously be told that you can't have your operation, I'm not going to lie, when I did that pre-op assessment, I didn't think that meant I was not going to be able to have it. I just thought it was routine. So that was a first kick in the stomach. And then like my brain's whirring thinking, well, what can I do? What can I do to put myself right so that I can have this operation? Obviously we've cancelled all these holidays in August. And yeah, I just want to have it obviously done as quickly as possible, because I'm mentally prepared. Like I was literally due to have the surgery in a few days later. So I was mentally prepared to have it. And yeah, long and story short, there wasn't anything I can do. It was way too low, like severely low, to the point where, you know, technically I shouldn't be flying low. So I had kind of a couple of options. One of those was to take loads of high doses of iron tablets, potentially have an iron transfusion and so forth. So I've been doing that over the past couple of weeks. I've been eating red meat galore, which obviously goes against what I've been trying to do since the start of the year, which was just have 2 portions of red meat per month. Yeah, I've been eating red meat every single day, and I'm not gonna lie, she said to me, when you go to pick up your tablets, your iron tablets, make sure you get a packet of laxatives. And I was like, oh. And she said the most important thing is, as soon as you feel a little bit of strain when you go to the toilet, the smallest amount of strain, take a laxative, which is literally the most strangest thing to tell someone. And she said, seriously, don't let it arrive. She said, don't let the constipation arrive. Now, I have had severe constipation once in my life, and I get that bit of advice because it is super painful. So yeah, without divulging much more, it has been a tough couple of weeks. Not just mentally, if you get what I mean. So yes, that's where I've been up to. And so I've been gearing myself up. I did my blood test. And the great thing about my blood test is actually my blood count is actually a lot higher, which is great. It's not quite where it needs to be like an average person, but it's a lot higher. Effectively, it's operatable. But now I can't have my operation because I was told that there is an amber alert on my blood type, which is even more infuriating. Apparently that blood type had an amber alert prior, all the time ago when I had my first operation cancelled. And there's a little bit of bureaucracy about whether or not, you know, it's because I'm at a private healthcare site. If I'd been at a public hospital, whether or not that would still have gone ahead. But long story short, I won't bore you guys with it. I am once again not able to have my operation. Now, I am on standby because my surgeon is trying to speak to the head of our hospital to try and find a way to let me have it. Ultimately, they cannot have enough of my blood type on site. So it would mean if I had an operation and I needed a blood transfusion, they would have to radio to get more blood and I'd have to wait for it to arrive, which obviously if you're on a surgery table and you're bleeding out, you don't want to be in that situation. So I get the precautions. It's just the mental flip-flop of it, just not knowing like when I'm going to have my operation. So if I can't have my operation, if my surgeon's unable to kind of do anything within the next couple of days, it means that I will remain on standby until this amber alert comes off. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have much more information than that, but it's truly been a hard pill to swallow, and still something that I'm struggling just to kind of get my head around. And so I'm just in a limbo zone, and I am, constantly talking with people every day to see what we can change. So I do feel like my surgeon's got my back. Like she says she feels personally like upset for me, which is really nice. So it's really nice to have a nice surgeon. But yeah, that is why mentally I'm not in the right place. Like, I've technically signed off for work. I've told all my clients I'm on medical leave for 6 weeks. I've told everybody at work that I'm on medical leave for 6 weeks. I've done my handover. So mentally to be able to actually, to then be coming back to work like, hey guys, how you doing? That is seriously so difficult. Like just be like, hi, I'm back. And without actually having to go, well, why are you back? And explaining that through. So yeah, but it's just life, isn't it? I'm just, I do understand. And I know some of you guys might be watching this and thinking, well, you've got private healthcare, you've got access to healthcare. You should be so grateful. And please, please, please believe me when I say I am truly, truly grateful. It is just the mental thing. And I have been consoling myself mentally by saying, look, these scenarios, the reason why these are being put back is because it's for your safety. So 100%, number one, look, imagine if this hadn't been put back and I just put you onto an operating table and you need the blood and you haven't got it. So I get it. Number two, I feel so much worse for individuals that are on the NHS who have probably waited 6 to 18 months to get this appointment, and then there's this blood alert and it means that they can't have the surgery. They will then have to go back onto, the waiting list again. So that could be another 3 months, another 6 months. So the fact that I'm just having to potentially wait, a couple of weeks, or that my surgeon goes on holiday, or, potentially worst case scenario, maybe a couple of months, depending on when the blood comes back. It's really not the end of the world. I keep telling myself that it's just, it's just hard when you're kind of cancelled everything for summer and you've mentally prepared just to have the operation and take all that downtime. It's just hard. I feel like life has sat still and is still until I have this operation, and then the recovery starts and then I can feel like I'm moving forward. But as I say, I am most grateful to have air in my lungs, which is the most important thing. But yeah, that is just a very kind of quick update. I appreciate some of you guys have been following me for a while. This isn't potentially the kind of content that you're coming here for. So it's really hard for me to understand what the balance is. I want to share my experience so that if it can help one other individual, then seriously, it is worth the time and maybe worth alienating some of my followers from me, because ultimately, truly my presence on this internet, I just want to help people. I know it's hard to kind of sum that up with the hauls. That's just me sharing what I do every week and I love, but my end goal, my mission would be to help others. So it's that catch-22. But if you've got any thoughts about how to interweave this type of content, whether you like this type of content, just let me know. But I also have to say, I have been absolutely blown away by the messages from you guys in the comments after my last video, going through what I'm going through. Honestly, I've tried to respond to everyone, and hopefully I have. But when I say I'm super, super grateful, I really appreciate your messages. Please know that is coming from the bottom of my heart, because honestly, I didn't expect to feel get the love that I got from you guys. And yeah, that's definitely made me tear up. And sometimes waking up in the morning and I read a message and I'm like, oh my God. So it would just be nice to meet you all, to be honest, rather than just be between this camera. But yeah, thank you so, so much. But I hope this vlog's been okay. As I say, this is my first travel vlog. I'm not gonna lie, like it didn't come natural to me, but the more you do these things, the more natural they become. But I hope it's been okay. Let me know what your thoughts were in general, whether you are interested in just like my everyday life with Joe, and like, I suppose being a wife to someone who's like in the public eye and goes to festivals and so forth, whether you're interested in that content. Yeah, just let me know in general. But yeah, I am really happy to have got this first travel vlog out, and as I say, really enjoying just kind of chatting with you guys. But I hope you all have had a lovely week, are going into having a lovely weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.